Walk over there, boom. All right. How you doing, folks? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report for a Tuesday. It is Tuesday, May 9th. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your Ruby Tuesday. As always, don't forget, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner, or hit the subscribe button below this video if you're using a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by your good friends right here at bullpenpicks.com. Let's go and see who the top scorers are today at bullpenpicks.com. And on time 34, Scott Christensen. And look at that, 732. Ron Raymond's at 722, and there's Artie, the one-man party. Art Kent, Art 55, 693, and Mad Caps at 550. And folks, the best part about this website, the more we can get the word out, the more people can play, the better opportunity you guys have to follow the top baseball pickers. And why not play? It's free. All you got to do, go to bullpenpicks.com, sign up, make your picks, follow other pickers, and you will see it will give you a different perspective on how you select your baseball games, and hopefully it helps you win in the long run, right? So check it out, bullpenpicks.com. Sign up today. It's free to play, free to enter, bullpenpicks.com. All right, good morning, good afternoon, and good night, wherever you are located on the World Wide Web. My name is Ron Raymond, a 5-time sports handicap champion based out of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. It is 11 degrees today in the nation's capital, and it's a beautiful sunny day. We got not one cloud in the sky. It's a beautiful day. Probably a good day to hit the links too. And I'm going old school today. Normally I wear my Yankees hat, but I said, you know what? Feel good today, and I'm going to sport the old Montreal Expos hat. Hey, on my Facebook feed, I've been getting all these retro Expos pictures. You know, Marquise Grissom, one of my favorite players of all time, Marquise Grissom, Pedro Martinez, Randy Johnson, Tim Raines, The Rock, Andre Dawson, The Hawk, Crow Marty, all the Jeff Reardon, the reliever, Steve Rogers, all the old-time Expos where I grew up watching them in the 80s. And yeah, so I feel, you know what? I feel like I'm going old retro today. I'm going to go old school Expo, and let's see if we get a good vibe going out there for Expos fans out there who are listening and hoping one day they get back to Montreal. All right, Who's Mizzou's in the house? Good morning, Who's Mizzou? Good morning, Coach. Yeah, Coach's not doing too good. I'll tell you that in a minute. Lee Clark, good morning, Lee. Good morning, Bullpen. Celebrating 4 or 5 years today. Woo! Hey, you got a Ric Flair for that? Woo! Yeah, so celebrating 45 years today. Where's my, there you go. Ah, crap, my birthday thing is not working. Jeez, I'll get that for you next time, Lee. For Thursday, I'll fix that. But happy birthday, Lee, and enjoy your day. And hopefully all the winners are yours today. But yeah, old ball coach here wasn't doing too well on the weekend. I was doing a football camp at the University of Ottawa, and I was displaying some footwork. And you know, I should have known better. I should have stretched. And I was doing some footwork, and I was demonstrating some 3-step drops and how to pivot on a sprint rollout, and my calf just gave out, and I felt like I thought I got hit by a football. I turned around and I said, well, the receiver's missing their balls again, and it hit me in the calf with a football. But no, and I turned around and said, oh no, wait, that's my calf. Yeah, not good. Hey, not good. And yeah, so man, it was a little bit painful, but I battled it out, and then got home, and I said, geez, I got football practice all week. I don't know if I'm going to make it. And then Sunday morning, the human body is an amazing thing, isn't it? I wake up Sunday morning, it's like, okay, you know what? I think I can work with this. I think I can work on one leg here today, and sure enough, it's getting better. But yeah, I was a little nervous there when I saw I just felt that anybody's pulled their calf muscle. It feels like a softball, or like a pop. It was really weird, but yeah, so anyways, you guys want to hear about my old coach's injuries, you guys want to talk about the sports betting industry, and we want one thing today. Well, two things. We want one.
Can we have fun?
Absolutely.
You're damn right. I demand that we have fun.
And secondly,
I want winners.
And we'll give you some winners here today on the Ram Report, or the Ron Raymond Sports Betting Podcast. It's not the Ram Report anymore. Yeah, the Ram Report is still here, but thought I'd brand it the Ron Raymond Sports Betting Podcast. And Scott Christensen's in the house. Love the Expos hat. And yeah, no, I thought I rep the old school Expos. And you know what? If you're out there, let me know who your favorite old Expo player is, right? I don't know if you guys remember Carlos Perez. he had this weird pitch. It wasn't like a knuckleball, but it was just like a floating ball, and he used to get a lot of guys out with that pitch. Yeah, Carlos Perez, with the Jerry curls, the long Jerry curls back in the 80s was so awesome. And the Expos, man, if you lived in Montreal when Moises Alou, Philippe Alou was the manager, man, we had in 94. Hey, I don't even know. Hey.
Holy cow!
Yeah, I'm not going to bring up 1994, the baseball strike, but everybody knows the Expos should have won the World Series that year. But anyways, hey, spilt milk, and we're not going to cry about that. But got a good show lined up for you guys here today. Bill Spaceman Lee, yeah, the Spaceman. And we got a good show lined up for you guys today. We're going to talk about NBA. Hey, a lot of good series. Look at the Lakers, Lakers out of the blue, all of a sudden just want to play. LeBron went into playoff mode, and look at that, Lakers up 3-1. We're going to talk about NHL, some of the NHL. Vegas up 2-1 now in the series. Maple Leafs, well, I'm from Ottawa, so you're not going to get any pity out of me from Leaf fan. Marquise Grissom card. I had a Marquise Grissom. I love Marquise Grissom. In fact, I'm looking for an old Marquise Grissom ball jersey, number 9. That was one of my favorite players growing up, a Marquise Grissom jersey. But I had the Marquise Grissom card. Yeah, I had a lot of cards, but they just like all my other cards, they're probably in the spokes somewhere in a junkyard. Where hey, remember when you were young, you put your baseball, your hockey cards on your bike so you can hear the drrrr when you're driving the motorcycle, right? But yeah, no, we got a good show today. We've got MLB. We'll get into the MLB, and before we do that, hey. You know what? You know me. Sometimes I if there's something good happen, I gotta pump the tires. Well, I'm gonna pump these tires, right? Mage. 16-1 long shot this weekend. And if you go to the website, this is what we gave out to the members here at the I like, you guys know I like Luis Saez, one of my favorite jockeys, but I also like the number 8 horse this weekend, Mage, with Javier Castellano on the saddle. And if you're subscribed to the Rain Report here on ATS Stats and you got this page, I recommended, and I talk about it all the time, I talk about the double Dutch betting system, right? And I recommended you put $20 to win, $20 to place on the number 8 horse, Mage. And if you put $40, it netted you a return back of close to $470. So hey, you know what? This is why I sit in the old saddles. That's why I sit in the chair, the captain's chair sometimes, right? Hey, even a blind squirrel can find a nut once in a while. But you know what? Did a pretty good job this year. The horse racing's been pretty good, and we did predict the number 8 horse, Mage. I kept calling it Sage. I don't know why I kept calling it Sage. My wife, you mean Mage? Yeah, Mage. It's the 8 horse. That's even one of my clients called me this week and we're texting. I said, you know what? The number 8 horse is a nice little long shot. I said I like the 5 horse, but I said put a couple of shekels on the number 8 horse, Mage. And we were smiling like a butcher's dog this Saturday. I tell you, the Saturday's meal was a little bit better. All right, so pump the tires on that. And let's go feed some ponies. Let's go feed the ponies today at Parks Racing. 1 minute to post time. All right, get them in, get them out. All right, they're at the post. Anybody else have Mage on the weekend? Yeah, they're off and running today at Parks Racing. Race number 1 today at Parks is a $5,000 claiming race, 12:40 post time, 1 mile, 70 yards on the dirt. And we are going to recommend the 473 in race number 1 today at Parks Racing. Brody Slam with Ocasio taking a ride on the number 4 horse. Ocasio is 37% in the money the last 100 races. 6-1 morning line on Brody Slam. The number 7 horse, Summary Judgment. La Prida on the saddle for the number 7 horse. 8-1 morning line on Summary Judgment. And the 3 horse, Elusive Rider with J.A. Torres in the saddle. Torres 31% in the money last 100. 4-1 morning line. And your value play in race number 1 is the 1 horse. And it's Mariana Queen with Bowman on the saddle, 12-1 morning line. And if you're going to bet these horses today, I would go with the 3 horse, J.A. Torres. Number 3, Elusive Rider. Put 20 to win or 10 to win, 10 to place on the number 3 horse, Elusive Rider. And this way, if he comes in first, you get paid twice. Comes in second, you get paid once, which is also nice. But you can also bet all of our races today right here at atsstats.com. Go to horses, free tip sheet. and hopefully we can make you some money. Hey?
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. Tell you, I was pretty excited when Mage came across the, it came right from the back. It was in the middle of the pack of the race, and I was trying to find that horse all race. Where is that horse? Where's the 8? And there it is. Boom, right at the end. Hey, right it got to the 3/4 pole, and down the stretch he came. And we got the win. Nice win on the number 8 horse, Mage. All right, let's take a look at the dashboard. Again, folks, if you're a member of ATSstats.com, this is where you want to go each and every day inside your dashboard. So let's say you're on the front page, and you can see here we also have Ross Benjamin picks, newsletter picks. Yeah, you should sign up for our newsletter picks. Every Thursday we send out a newsletter and we give out some information. All you got to do is put your name and email address, hit submit, and every Thursday you will get a newsletter from us, and hopefully we'll send you out on a good weekend, right? On a full Friday. Isn't Thursday feel like a full Friday? Thursday is it's a great day of the week. When you think about it, feels like a Friday, but it's really not a Friday. It's like setting you up for the big weekend, right? So that's why I feel getting those newsletters out on Thursday gives you a good mood, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the weekend's here. Hoo-ha, the weekend's here, and you have a good time. All right. So where was I? Yeah, the dashboard. You go to your dashboard, all the tools in the toolbox, the Raymond Report. Now, if you like the Raymond Report, you get the full version and the blue here. That's the light version of the Raymond Report. In fact, when you click on MLB on the blue, this is the light version of the Raymond Report. And if you scroll right down to the bottom, you get all the stats and trends. And let me see here. Let me go to that Toronto game. See if we got any stats and trends on the Blue Jays here today. All the way to the bottom. No trends on these. Some of the games don't have trends, some will, and you gotta go through every game to see if you get some of the stats and trends. But if you want trends, the 80% Club is where you go get those trends, right? There you go. Any Major League Baseball teams that's a 260 home favorite, coming off an American League opponent versus a non-divisional opponent, playing on a Ruby Tuesday, coming off a night game, and it was a home win. That team is 14-3, and that is the New York Yankees, and that is the Raymond Report Lite version of the software. So again, you go to your dashboard, go to MLB for the full version of the Raymond Report, or if you want the light version, click on that, and then you got your computer picks. We'll get to that in a second. The trends are your friends, but they don't pay the rent. Report card. Hey, the report card is always good. I love the report card. It's another one of my favorite features. It's very popular here with the members, and this is where you get a snapshot of today's games. All right, let's get to the SBI, the Sports Betting Index, and let's go see how the markets are treating us right now. And right, Norm Peterson?
It's a dog-eat-dog world, Sammy, and I'm wearing milk-bone underwear.
Yeah, milk-bone underwears for the markets, and let's take a look at Major League Baseball and see how the favorites and underdogs are doing the last 7 days. And wow, look at the underdogs. 55%. Is that Major League Baseball? I got to make sure. Yeah, Major League Baseball. Wow, underdogs. And you know what? We talked about this last week. I said, guys, with all the favorites coming in, a reversal will be in order, and sure enough, it never fails. It just never. I didn't expect the underdogs to carry the day as much as they did last week. In fact, look at that! Wow, underdogs won 6 of the 7 days. So if you are betting underdogs, and you know what, favorite bettors right now are getting hammered. They are getting hammered. But if you're betting the run line on underdogs, yeah, you're doing very well. 62.9% of the run line for underdogs. Wow, that's almost like hockey. That's like almost hockey numbers right there. But 62.9% of the underdogs winning on the run line for Major League Baseball. Really, really good. 51% for the over, 49% for the under, and 55.4 for under. That is phenomenal. It's unbelievable when you think about it. Think about it. Like, imagine if you bet a lot of underdogs last week, like plus 140, plus 120. Yeah, you made a pretty good haul. All right, so there's your SBI, the Sports Betting Index. Let's take a look at the market index, and let's see which team is bullish, neutral, and cycle. Now, at the beginning of the year, I told you those 4 under-the-radar teams you want to keep an eye out. Pittsburgh, Arizona, Chicago, and what was the other one? Pittsburgh, Chicago, Arizona, the Cubbies, right? Yeah, the Cubbies. And let me see here. Let's okay. Tampa Bay is having a really good run. They're 29-7. I'll get to the standings in a second. But all the A-type teams, only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 A-type teams. Those are teams with a 60 or higher win percentage. And last week there was like 8 of them. So you can see the there's the underdogs. That's what's happening. All the underdogs winning. So you're starting to see the parity in baseball really iron itself out, right? So Toronto is a neutral team right now. Neutral means they're either 3-4, 4-3 in their last 7 games. So when you look at this section right here, you look for teams that are, in a neutral cycle, especially if they're an A-type team, right? When you think about it, an A-type team compared to a B-type team compared to a C-type team, which one are you going to trust the most if they're in a neutral cycle, right? Obviously, the team with the better and higher win percentage. So this is where you find your value when you're betting on sports. And I talk about this with all my clients all the time. When you're looking at the market index here and you're looking for value, look for those A's and B type teams that are in a neutral cycle, and you can find some really good value. So the teams I'm going to be looking at today, San Diego, New York, Minnesota, Arizona, Toronto, and Baltimore. Those are your A-type teams. Baltimore's in tough, though. They've got Tampa Bay, and the Rays are a really good. This just in, yeah, they're pretty good. Hey, they are pretty good.
Holy cow!
Yeah, holy cow. All right, the B-type teams, and let me see here. And the A-type team, none of them are bearish. That's interesting. None of the teams that are A-type teams that are bearish, but the B-type teams, they're folding like a lawn chair right now. Those Pittsburgh, Milwaukee, even though they got the big win last night against the Dodgers, they're still 2-5 in their last 7 games. And the New York Mets, what's up with the Mets? Hey, 17-17 on the season. And then you got your C-type teams, only Seattle, Detroit, Washington, Colorado. Normally you don't see a lot of bearish, bullish teams in the C-type teams, but because the underdogs are winning the week, and this is why you got to look at the SBI, right? If you don't have your finger on the pulse in the markets, then if you're wondering when do I start betting underdogs? Well, about a week ago. There you go. About a week ago, May 2nd is when you should have been starting betting underdogs. But again, anytime you look at it from a macro and micro environment, from a macro environment, and you see that all the favorites are winning like this, and what's the old adage in the old saying in stock market? What goes up must come down. So when you see all the favorites, have a run like this in the green, you just knew it was eventually time that the underdogs were going to come and have their day or week in this case for Major League Baseball, and that's why you got to come and look at the SBI to see. Now the thing is, now that all the underdogs are winning, so what's the most common sense approach? Start looking at favorites, right? Because what goes up must come down. Favorites can't win forever, they can't lose forever. But now I wanted to look at maybe we're going to start looking at favorites this week. All right. Also, let's take a look at the schedule. Let's see which teams are doing well. Obviously, Tampa Bay, your number 1 team at 29-7. The Atlanta Braves, 24-11. There's Baltimore, even though they lost yesterday against the Rays, 22-13 on the season. Texas Rangers made some key acquisitions over the offseason, and it's paying off nicely right now, 21-13. The Bucks, even though the Bucks, the last couple of games have not really, the last couple of series haven't really dominated. But again, remember we said last week, Pittsburgh, they didn't play anybody. They had a winning record on beating C-type teams. The Dodgers, what a weekend series against the Padres. That Saturday night game, Mookie Betts tied it up, and then they won in extra innings. So that was a nice win. Toronto, 21-14. Boston Red Sox. You know what? You got to give credit to the Red Sox. They've been pretty quiet. Last year they weren't even existent, but this season, yeah, they're a sneaky good team. 21-15. Arizona 20-15. Milwaukee 20-15, and there's the Angels at 20-16. Yeah, Angels got to eventually, with all that high salary cap and then a lot of salary, Trout, Ohtani, they got to start winning some ball games in the playoffs, right? All right, who's your best team at home this year? Obviously, Tampa Bay at 19-3. There's those Boston Red Sox. If you can get the Red Sox a good value at home this year, well, they're paying off. 13-7, 12-8 for the Yankees. Dodgers 12-6. It seems like it's always the same ones, right? It's always the same cast of characters. Rays, Red Sox, Yankees, Dodgers, Texas Rangers, Arizona 11-7. There's Miami, a C-type team. Think about that. The Miami Marlins, a C-type team, and they're in the top 10 on home teams, right? But the road record, not so much. Chicago Cubs 10-10. Pirates 10-7, and Cincinnati rounding off the top 10, along with Milwaukee and the LA Angels. And also, look at that, Padres and Minnesota all with 10 wins. Let's see which is the best road team in Major League Baseball this year. And look at the Atlanta Braves. They're like the Seattle Kraken of hockey right now. 15-3 on the road this season. Baltimore 13-8. Toronto 12-11. Pittsburgh 11-8. Cleveland 10-9, Milwaukee 10-9, Angels 10-9, Tampa Bay 10-4, the Mets 10-9. Where's the Yankees? Where's the Red Sox? Where's the Braves? The Braves, yeah, 15-3. But so interesting numbers when it comes to home and road teams, and this is why you watch the Raymond Report, to keep an eye on that stuff, right? Now the A-type teams with a record of 60% or higher. You can see the A-type teams this year through the games through May 9th. They are 58-25. These A-type teams at home win 69.8% of their games. That is like out of 10 games, they win 7 out of 10 games, right? So if you're looking to make money, but obviously the bad news is you're going to probably lay 200 on every one of these teams. So that's the good news is they're the 70% record. The bad news is you're going to have to pay the piper. 59-33 on the road, winning 64.1% of their games. And differential of 5.7% when it comes from home and away. And you know what? That's not too bad. A differential of 5.7. You know, I say it all the time, right? You shop for value, play to percentages. Well, you got value when you bet these A-type teams. The B-type teams, big drop off from 69% to 58.9%. Now, all these teams right here, you're looking at teams like the Yankees, Red Sox, Twins, Angels, Mets, Pittsburgh, Milwaukee, Los Angeles, Arizona, San Diego. All these teams have a 58.9% home record as a B-type team compared to 51.7, differential 7.29. So still pretty decent. But if you're looking for value, this is where you're going to find value. I think Boston's a good value team. Minnesota, the Angels, not so much the Mets. Pittsburgh, Milwaukee maybe on the road. Los Angeles, Arizona, San Diego, and then your C-type teams. Teams are like old high school sweetheart. You know they're going to break your heart. They win 41.2% of your home games and 40.3% on the road. So you know what? I thought the road differential would be a little bit more in the like 30s, but that's interesting. And the thing is, and I'll say it again, when you bet on C-type teams and you expect good things, very rarely does it happen, right? What's the definition of insanity? Yeah, betting C-type teams, expecting them to win. So be careful betting on the C-type teams. And again, when you're investing your money into sports betting, understand when you put your money into C-type teams, you got a 41.2% chance of winning when you look at the numbers, right? So be very careful. That's why sports betting investment, you got to do your homework. You got to do your homework. You got to be informed. You got to have credible resources to fall back on. So this way, when you are doing your research, you do have some good information to give you confidence in the markets. So this way, at the end of the day, it's you and the bookmaker, right? And what do you want to do to the bookmaker, hey, Mike Singletary?
Our formula is this. We go out, we hit people in the mouth.
Boom. Hey, boom. Hit them in the mouth. All right. Again, welcome to the show. If you like the show and you enjoy the show, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner, or hit the subscribe button on your mobile device. And this way, whenever we go live on air, you will get notification. Hopefully, you're getting your notifications that we are live, but not to worry, because if we are not, you don't see us live, you can always catch us. Catch us on the flip side, as they say, or on the replay. You can always catch the replay. In fact, when you go to the Raymond Report, hit the podcast, and then we always archive our podcast. If you missed a podcast from the past and you say, you know what, I kind of like this show and I want to see what you had to say from the past, go up here, and this is where we keep our pearls. You get some more pearls of wisdom right here. Go to the podcast or go on our YouTube channel, and we archive all of our shows. All right, let's get into the picks for today, and we'll kick it off at Progressive Field, where the Guardians are going to take on the Tigers. Now, looking at the starting pitcher today for the Guardians, you got Shane Bieber going up against Michael Lorenzen. Now, the Bieber is looking at, let's take a look at the Bieber stats this year. In fact, Shane is 2-1 with a 2.96 ERA, where Lorenzen is 1-1, 5.14 ERA. Chance of winning today for the Guardians, 65.5% compared to 35.1%. They're coming off a 6-2 loss to the Tigers. And looking at their last 10 games, look at that. 1-8-1 to the under. There's the Guardians we know from last year with the unders, right? With the bullpen. So it wasn't like that at the beginning. So now you can see the Guardians starting to play low-scoring games. So keep an eye on that. In fact, what's their over-under record? 12-21-2. Yeah, so just like last year, a good under team, the Guardians. Tampa Bay taking on the Baltimore Orioles at Camden Yards today. First pitch, 6:35 Eastern. You got Zach Eflin, former Philly right there, going up against Eduardo Rodriguez. Say that 3 times real quick. Eduardo Rodriguez. And that's a tongue twister. Rodriguez so far this season, and looking at his record, 1-0, a 5.46 ERA. Zach is 4-0, and he's got a 2.25 ERA. Having a good, well, I think everybody who's a Ray fan knows they're having a good year. Okay? 29-7 on the season, 8-2 in their last 10. And my line on tonight's game, -193 for Tampa Bay, and you're getting a discount of 125. And that's you got to start wondering, right? Why am I getting such a great discount when I had the line at -193? But you know what? Kind of like it anyways. 54% chance of this one going over the total tonight at Camden Yards. Colorado taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Now, the Bucks going to send Luis Ortiz to the hill against Connor Siebold of the Colorado Rockies. Now, the Rockies, in their last 10, they are 6-4 straight up, having a nice little run, a bullish run right now. And we're looking at the Bucks. They won yesterday 2-0. We had Pittsburgh on the Colorado on the run line. We just missed out. Had 2 plays yesterday. Had Colorado plus 1.5, and I had St. Louis plus 1.5. So 1-1, I'll take it. And 57.5% chance of winning today for Pittsburgh. And we got the score 4.9 to 4.02, and the over-under to go under the total today at 8.93. First pitch tonight at PNC Park is at 6:35 Eastern. And we're going to give the Bucks a 57.5% chance of winning. In fact, where's my? Let me go. I like to look at the unit recommendation. Let me see here. Let's go to my report card, and I got to put these two together here. So, no, not that one. Where was I? There we go, right here. So I'm going to bring this over here. We're going to go to Major League Baseball, and we're going to go to the okay. Where was I? Colorado, Pittsburgh. Yeah, Pittsburgh. Very bearish, so 0 recommendation on the unit, so be careful with that. And this is a good tool to have. So let's say if you like Colorado and you're saying, well, how much units should I put? Well, believe it or not, we're recommending 0 units on Colorado. You're saying, well, Ron, why would you recommend not to bet on Colorado when they're on a pretty good hot, 8-2 I said, or 6-2 or 6-4 in the last 10? And why wouldn't you recommend them today? Well, right here, C-type team. And what do I say about C-type teams? Like an old high school sweetheart, you can't trust them, right? There's a reason why they're a C-type team. If they were a B-type team, then most likely we'd probably give them 1 unit, just like we do Tampa Bay right here. But, what goes up must come down. And do you think Colorado on a winning streak can continue winning on a C-type team, right? So when you start thinking that way, like, okay, you got a team that's, 6-4, not having a really good year. They're, they're 6-4 in the last 10. They're on the road, and they're playing the Bucks, who are very bearish. So that's why it's all about risk management, right? And when you think about it, is this a good disciplined money management play to make today on Colorado? If it wins, yeah, sure it is, eh? But if it loses, but again, win or lose, it doesn't matter. It's all about your philosophy and your belief system in your system, right? So if my system says no go, then it's probably a no go for today. All right, so we do like Pittsburgh in this spot. All right, New York Mets taking on the Cincinnati Reds. Now, Cincinnati coming into this game, sending Luke Weaver to the hill against Mad Max Scherzer. And -192 is the line. I had 175 for Mad Max. And looking at the Mets, 17-17, not really the season that they really anticipated. And looking at their last 10, 3-7. But look at their strength of schedule. They've played opponents with a 71.4% winning percentage in their last 7 games. So that's why they're struggling, right, Joe?
Struggling.
Yeah, they're struggling this year, but we do like the Mets in this spot. 5.1 to 4.3, the over-under at 9.5. Cincinnati, they are 14-20 on the season, and looking at Luke Weaver tonight on the hill, and Luke number 0-2, 7.88 ERA. I don't know if I'd want to go the over with Mad Max on the hill because Max Scherzer, he can turn it around real quick, right? So I don't think I'm going to touch that game. Toronto Blue Jays taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. Now the Phillies winning their last game 6-1 against the Boston Red Sox. Didn't have a really good series with the Bo Sox, and 135 is the line. I had plus 109, so the number does favor the Blue Jays here when it comes to price value. Alex Manoah, though, not I think he did win his last start. Was it in or what was it? Let me check here. And was it in Boston, his last start? Yeah, in Boston. And he went 5 innings. Yeah, he got rocked a bit. 8 hits, 5 runs. Alex hasn't won a game since April 5th. So, yeah, I don't know if I want to trust Manoah. But you know what? Sophomore jinx, right? So you got the second-year pitcher. We'll see how he comes out of this. Like, he's a very talented pitcher. It's just now I think it's more mental than anything for Alex, right? He had a good rookie season. Now he's struggling. And how is he really going to come out of this? And it doesn't get easier, right? He's got to go to play the Phillies tonight at Citizen Bank Park. First pitch, 6:40. Blue Jays, though, the good news is they're on a 3-game win streak, and maybe the bats popping. Maybe they'll give him a hand here tonight. Minus 179 was my line on the Blue Jays, so we're getting really good value. If you like Toronto, maybe the run line on the Blue Jays. 39.3%. The only thing I don't like, you know me, right? If I take the underdog, this has to be at 40%. 39.3 when you round it off, it's still 39, so it's not even 40. So be careful tonight. And again, it's one of those situations where you want let Manoah work out his struggles, I guess you can say. But we'll see how they go tonight. But the Phillies 71.4, they're coming in battle tested tonight. Look at their strength of schedule. They're coming in battle tested tonight. This, you know what? Half my brain tells me the Blue Jays to play, but the other half says, you know what? Can you trust Alex to work out of this? Right? Does he run into problems early? Maybe the first 5 innings is you look at the Phillies here. Maybe look first 5 on the Phillies, or maybe the total. Maybe the total's where you want to go. It's I don't know. It's a coin flip to me. Yankees taking on the Oakland Athletics. Now Clark Schmidt going to go up against Drew Rosinski of the Athletics, and we're going to go with the Yankees in this one. 5.3 to 3.4. The over/under at 8.79. 71.5% chance of winning here on the Bronx Bombers. Last 2 games I've gone over for New York. They're coming off a 7-2 win over Oakland, and just what the doctor ordered for the Yankees, a bit of a toss ball, right? How can I say this without disrespecting the Oakland? Well, here's the thing. They're 8-28. What more can I say? If you don't beat the beatables, then you shouldn't even be playing baseball, right? If you can't beat a team that's 8-28 on the season, the Yankees, well, I can't sugarcoat that. You can't put lipstick on a pig, right? It is what it is. Yeah, they're 8-28. Get the job done, right? All right, Boston taking on the Atlanta Braves. That's a good series right there. Atlanta Braves coming in as a minus 185 favorite. 9.5 is the total. Nick Pivetta gonna go here tonight for the Bo Sox, and let's take a look at the inside the numbers on Nick Pivetta. 2-2, 4.9 ERA, and looking at some of his other numbers right here. Hey, good Canadian guy right there, Nick Pivetta from Victoria, BC. He'll be getting the bump. He'll be getting the ball on the bump tonight against the old veteran, Charlie Morton. And Charlie right now on the season, 3-3, 3.38 ERA. Sure likes those threes, Charlie? 3-3, 3.38 ERA. And looking at minus 185 is the line. And looking at our line, minus 194. So fair market value if you do like the old vet here tonight against Nick Pivetta. And looking at the Atlanta Braves, coming off a 3-2 win over Baltimore. And we're going to give them a 61.3% chance of winning compared to 37.4 for Boston. But you know what? Boston Red Sox, and remember we talked about their standings on the road, right? Oh, that's another thing I want to show you guys. Let me go back to that in a minute. But let's go to the standings. Boston on the road, not a bad record. In fact, let's go to the bullpen, the dashboard, and let's go to MLB. And I thought Boston had a good road record. Well, maybe it was home record. Maybe it was their home record. Yeah, not so much on the road, right? Where's Boston? Wait a minute. I thought I saw them right here in a sec there. Yeah, right there, 18. Okay, maybe it was the home record I thought they were better at. Yeah, their home record's better. All right. So we don't know tonight. Hey, that's why you go inside the numbers. 21-15, 23-11-2. Maybe the over is where you want to look here tonight. But coming in, be bullish against a bullish team. I don't know if you want to go against Atlanta at home. They're tough. 24-11 on the season. 7-3 in their last 10 games. And you know what? I think Atlanta is the play here tonight. All right, let me see here. The Orioles 11-1 first game of a series after losing yesterday. Yeah, you know what? Baltimore. Hey, Baltimore is a really good team this year. They were good last year. They were, you know, they came on strong near the end. Then they there's the piece of the puzzle are there. They just got to, you know, they're in a tough division. That's the problem. You know, put them in the National League Central, they're probably leading the division. But because they're in the American League East, you know, they're battle tested, right? Cubbies coming off a 3-1 loss against Miles Mikolas yesterday and the Cards. Jack Flaherty was the starting pitcher tonight. Marcus Stroman was the starting pitcher for the Cubbies yesterday. Today, Jack Flaherty against Jameson Taillon. And yeah, not a good record for Taillon. Wow, well, look at that. Let me see here. Where's the Cubbies? Taillon. Yeah, 0-2, a 5.29 ERA. They're 0-7 in Taillon's start this year. So when you see team record right here, yeah, Cubbies are 0-7 in Taillon. So you know what? I think St. Louis might be the play here today. Minnesota taking on the San Diego Padres. Now, the Twinkies, a 120 favorite today against San Diego, who are now on a 2-game lose streak. Last 5 games have gone under the total. They are 18-17 on the season. 51.02 last 7 games of strength of schedule. 2-7-1 to the under last 10. The Kogo's at 80% tonight. Yeah, the Kogo's very high. So the chance of this one going over the total tonight is at 80%. I kind of, I don't really like going against streaks like that. Louis Varland going up against Michael Wacha today of the San Diego Padres, and we do like the Twins here. 4.5 to 4.3, the over-under at 8.9. And Minnesota's last 3 games have gone under, and they are now riding a 2-game losing streak. Both these teams coming off a 1-day's rest. LA Dodgers taking on the Brew Crew. In fact, they took it on the chin last night at Miller Park. They didn't even make last call. They couldn't even make last call. 9-3 was the final. -120 is the line here today for Noah Syndergaard. Thor going to go up against Eric Lauer of the Milwaukee Brewers. Now let's go inside the numbers with both these pitchers. Noah 1-3 on the season, a 6.32 ERA, while the lefty Eric Lauer 3-3, 4.40 ERA. And Milwaukee's on a 2-game win streak. Last 2 games I've gone over. 20-15 on the season. And let's take a look at Milwaukee's home record this year. Where's the Brew Crew? Let me see here. 10-6. Yeah. So Milwaukee 10-6 at home of this season, and taking on going to be a pretty pissed off LA Dodger team when you got embarrassed like that. So you expect the old veteran Syndergaard to come on here. Maybe Dodgers first 5 here against Milwaukee. I have the total landing on 9.6, and let me see here. 5.01 for LA, 4.6 for Milwaukee. And we have the total landing on 9.66. Kogo's at coin flip, so I like that. And -158 is my line on the Dodger Blue compared to -123. So the better value does lie with the Brew Crew. But you know what? I look for LA to bounce back. Kansas City taking on the Chicago White Sox. You know what? I thought the White Sox would be back after that big win. What did they score? 17 against Cincinnati the other day, and then they give it all back. Hey, it's like they're like at the racetrack, giving it all back to the home. All right, 12-5 loss last night against Kansas City. You know what? That's embarrassing. 12-5 against the Royals, a C-type team. A C-type team with a 10-26 record. Imagine that. You know, you just beat Cincinnati a couple days ago by 14 runs, and then you go to Kansas City and then you just you get smoked. Hey, there's no way to just you can't sugarcoat this. Another one. A lot of teams are wearing lipstick today for these teams. Hey, lipstick on a pig. Man, it's just I don't know what's going on in Chicago. You know, well, the good news is they got Connor Bedard for the Chicago Blackhawks, so they're going to sell a lot of hockey season tickets. But the White Sox, the Cubbies not too bad, but yeah, the Southsiders not good. 12-24 in the year, and strength of schedule 36.7. Wow, yeah, they got to beat the beatables, right? And when you look at Kansas City, they are 10-26. So misery loves company, and they're meeting tonight at Kauffman Stadium. Houston Astros taking on the LA Angels. Now the Angels going to send to the hill Shohei Ohtani to the hill against Framber Valdez. And looking at the line, -135, 7.5 is the total. We're going to lean with the Halos in this one. 4.1 to 3.6, the over-under at 7.78. Houston coming in on a 3-game losing streak. Strength of schedule, last 7, 65.3%. compared to 46.9. So maybe that's why the Halos having a good run at 6-4, 7-3 in their last 10. That's why your Kogo's at a very low 30%. Kogo stands for chance of game going over the total. That's based on the law of average theory of the percentage play here at the Rim Report. And looking at the chance of winning this game straight up, does favor LA at 57.4%. LA's last 6 games have gone over. Houston's on a 3-game losing streak. And looking at Shohei Ohtani, 4-0, 2.54 ERA. But yeah, really good run. That's I was going to say it's Cy Young type numbers, but McClanahan looks like he's got that pretty much locked up right through the beginning of the year. Arizona taking on the Miami Marlins, 2 teams that I thought at the beginning were under the radar type teams. And looking at Miami, 17-19 on the year. Arizona, though, still a good team, 20-15 on the season. Strength of schedule, man, anytime you get a team like this who has a winning record and you see the strength of schedule is very high, over 60%, that tells me the team's in a zone, right? 4.3 for Arizona, though, but 4.7 for Jesus Luzardo going up against Brandon Pfaff of the Arizona Diamondbacks. And what's the line? -115. So Jesus having a really good 2-2, 3.6 ERA. So pretty good run here for the Jesus Luzardo on a losing team. And yeah, you know what, man, I kind of like Miami on the run line, but what's the line? -105. You know what, Miami run line might be where to look at that one. All right, Texas taking on the Seattle Mariners. You got George Kirby. I found this line to be a little bit high, but when I look at my value index, maybe not. 175 was my line. 165 is the line here. The bookmakers are giving the Mariners. And Andrew Heaney is going to get the starting assignment for the Texas Rangers. Texas, 21-13 on the year, and they're the underdog. Hey, you got a team with a losing record, just to show you, right? When you got a pitcher like George Kirby who's 3-2 and 3-11, but I think this is more of a play against Heaney, who's 2-2, a 5.52 ERA for the lefty. And the Rangers, look at the total, 7.5. We're going to lean with Seattle according to the Rain Report. 4.4 to 3.4, the over-under at 7.83. We're going to give the M's a 60% chance of winning compared to 35.8, so don't even make the 40% mark. And tonight's first pitch at T-Mobile is at, let me see here, 9:40, first pitch in Seattle. And your last game of the day, you got San Francisco, who lost 5-1 against the Nationals yesterday. 15-20 Washington this season, while San Francisco 15-19. And looking at their last 10 games, 4-6, while Washington is 6-4. My line on the game, -119. But you got Logan Webb going up against Patrick Corbin. And when Corbin goes for the Nationals, they are 2-5 on the year, and 3-5 when Logan goes for the Padres, not the Padres, but the Giants. 2-5, 3.8 ERA. Just not getting no bat support, right? Patrick Corbin, the lefty. This. Let me see. Patrick, how old's Patrick now? Corbin is 40. Yeah, I'm a man. I'm 40, right? Let me see here. 89. So it was 89. Wait, what's this here? 40, man. Yeah, okay. So if he's born in 89, that would make what? They said there'd be no math here. So let me see. 11 plus 23, 35. So he's 35. Okay. He's not a man yet. He's not 40. Hey, Mike Gundy. I'm a man. I'm 40. All right. So the lefty going here today for the Nationals. Veteran. He's been there a long time. In fact, was he there when they won the World Series? I think he was. Wasn't he a rookie back then? Let me see here. So we do have the San Francisco Giants winning 5.2 to 2.6. And the over-under Lavin on 7.84. And here's my Expos reference, right? The Nationals. Weren't they the Expos at one point back in the day? Or did they? Yeah, Montreal went to Washington. Hey, they got our Expo hat. LOL. Scott at 33 says LOL. You like that one, eh, Scott? All right, there you go. That is your Major League Baseball wrap up for today. And where's my Harry Carey? There we go.
Hello again, everybody. Harry Carey from Wrigley Field on a beautiful day
for baseball. Man, hey, doesn't that bring back memories? Just listen to Harry Carey talk like that. Hey, it's awesome. I just, yeah, it's something about summer in baseball, right? Speaking of baseball, the Ottawa Titans, they start their preseason tonight. I'll be at on the Friday's game, a home opener, and I'm looking forward to that. I think they're playing the Grays from Empire State. Hey, it's a little bit of an independent baseball here in the nation's capital, and I think the Ottawa Titans playing the Empire State Grays. They're from New York, upper state New York. So looking forward to that opening day here in the nation's capital on Friday, and we'll wish the Titans all the luck this season. Fell a bit short last year against Quebec, but Quebec had a good team too. All right, let's do NHL, and then we'll do NBA. All right, let's go to NHL, the National Hockey League, and let's see what we got here tonight. We got the Devils taking on the Hurricanes. All right, so looking at this game now, 2-1 is in favor of the Carolina Hurricane. This is turning into a homer series, right? When you look at game number 1 between the Canes and the Devils, 5-1 was the final, 6-1 here, then 8-4. So this is turning into almost like a homer series. So be careful if you're betting this game here tonight, Carolina and New Jersey. But Carolina is, when I look at this team. They got Sebastian Aho, but it's bullpen by committee, right? Bullpen by committee, but it's when you got a really good hockey coach like Rod Brindamore, anything can happen, right? Rod the Bod. So we'll see what happens here tonight. I just don't know if you can still trust Freddie Anderson. And that's my thing with the playoff hockey. Can you trust goalies, right? And Vitek Vanacek, New Jersey's playing a little bit of a musical chairs with their goalies right now. I think Carolina is the play here tonight. Looking at the line on the game, maybe the puck line is where you want to go in this one. Let me see what the puck line is for the Hurricanes. -197, yeah. So I think puck line, but again, be careful. This one is turning into a homer series where, the team jumps out early. But I don't expect, well, you know what? Carolina doesn't do well in this building. They are 3-7 in their last 10. 2-8 against the Devils. Yeah, so probably a layoff game for me. But if you're going to play it, I would probably lean towards Carolina on the puck line. A good team like Carolina with a good head lean with Anderson. Dallas and Seattle, there's another Philip Grubauer against Jake Oettinger, and looking at Grubauer's having a pretty good. Let me see here. There's last couple of games, 2 goals against there. Trying to see 4 goals against there. Yeah, he didn't have a really good game in game number 2, was it? Game number 2. So let me see. Dallas, 5-4 win for Seattle, then 4-2 for Dallas, and then 7-2. Hey, they scored 7 goals. So Dallas, we'll see what happens here tonight. Again, not a really, big play for me here today. Looking at Dallas record against the Kraken, they are 5-4 overall, 2-2 in this building. I don't know. What's the line on this game? Line is -135 Dallas. The way this, it's a back and forth, right? You got game 1. Where's the? Let me see here. So game 1, Seattle 5-4. Game 2, Dallas 4-2. I hate these zigzag type games, right? Dallas, Seattle, Dallas, Seattle. Does it go back to Dallas? This game, this series has 7 games written all over it, right? So again, not a big play for me tonight in the NHL. I've said this before, right? You get to a point in series and deep in the playoffs where you either beer and pizza money or no investment money, right? I really can't invest a lot of money into these type of games right here. But if you were to play this one tonight, every game has gone over, right? So, but again, the percentage play doesn't favor you. If the first 3 games have gone over, and what's the bookmaker? Has he adjusted yet? No, he still has 5.5. When you look at the first 3 games of this series, you had 9 goals in game number 1, 6 goals in game number 2, and then 9 goals in game number 3. So, it's one of those situations where I think you lay off. I think you don't touch. If anything, I probably go the most attractive play tonight is Carolina on the puck line. That's probably the, as Stone Cold would say.
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Yeah, Stone Cold says maybe that's the play today. All right, Phoenix against Denver. This series tied at 2. I think both these series are tied at 2, aren't they? Let me see here. Let me go see. Oh, actually, you know what? Just go down here. Yep. So let's take a look at the last couple of games here. So Denver win the first game, the first 2 games at home. Now Phoenix has won the another homer series, right? So 2-2 tonight. We're back in Denver, and -5.5 is the line. And let me see here. 227.5 is the total. And we got a 118-108 victory for Denver. Now, Denver, yeah, they're very dominant at home, right? 39-7 away. And, you know, these Jekyll and Hyde type teams, they're really hard to trust, right? 39-7 at home, but 20-25. When you're an A-type team, think about that. You're an A-type team, a team with a 60% or higher win percentage, and you can't win your road games. I don't see how you can win an NBA Finals like that. I think the Lakers right now are the team to beat in the West, but and Miami in the East. 32-14 Phoenix at home, 19-26. So they got a Jekyll and Hyde syndrome as well. And what about the injury report? Let's go see if there's any injury of significance for tonight in the game. Go to my lineup card right here. And yeah, Chris Paul still out. Payne, Booker, Durant. And yeah, so you know what? I think Denver is the play here tonight. What's the line? 5.5. I think Phoenix plus 5.5 is where the value is. But the thing with Denver and the altitude, and look at Phoenix's record in Dallas, in Denver, 4-6 straight up, 6-4 against the number. And anytime you got a home team like the Denver Nuggets, who are on 1 day's rest and are 3.5 to 6 point home favorite, that home team is 106-56 on the season this year in the NBA. And look at Phoenix on the road as on 1 day's rest, plus 3.5 to 6 point road dog. They are 0-6 this season. They haven't won a game on 1 day's rest when they're 3.5 to 6 point road dog. Yeah, maybe the over is where you want to go here, but there's something that tells me the value. Where's the value play? 6.25. Yeah, we're not even meeting the value on this one. And then we have fair market value on Denver. I think maybe the over, even though our record says 226.3, I think the over is where you might want to lean here. But wow, look at that. I just seen this. Anytime the Denver Nuggets are at home against B-type teams, they are 21-4. What's the money line on Denver? What's the money line? Money line on Denver, 217. You know what? But yeah, there's something about these 5. Let me go to my I want to show you guys this earlier. So this here, and just a little bit of a change up right here. If you ever want to see how a certain number does, like in basketball, how do teams with like home favorites of 3.5 to 5.5, how they do? Well, we keep track of all that stuff right here, right? And I saw Warriors got roasted in the 4th yesterday. I think the powers to be want LA Boston. All right, Scott, take the tinfoil hat off. Hey, take the tinfoil hat off, Scotty. All right, what's up, Ron? What's up, young chard? How you doing? Yeah, so let me see. Okay, do we got this here yet? Is this still turning here? Oh, Major League Baseball? No, I want NBA. Let's go to NBA. And I want to see how teams, what's the 5.5 is the line? What's the line here? 5.5. So let's go over here, wait for the NBA to kick in. And this is a pretty good chart if you want to see how role situation of teams have done. So here we go. All right, home favorites of 5.5 to 6. They win 63.4% of their games, which is pretty good. But what have they done that in the last 30 days? That's what I'm going to check, see if I got. But against the point spread, now which one's the point spread? Right here. All right. So the point spread, 139 and 120. So 51.8%. So just to recap, home favorites of 3.5 to 6. 63.4% chance of winning the game straight up, but only cover 51%. So that's 12% difference. So I guess you can say is can your stomach handle a 12% difference right here, right? Do you want to really take a chance on that? How about the last couple of days? Let me see, last 30 days. Let me see if I can get that stat. Let's go to a super database. Let's go to NBA. Let's do home favorites. I wonder if I can do home favorites of, yeah, I think I can. All right, 3.5. No, hopefully I can do last 30 days. Hopefully that's in there. Current season. Crap, I don't think I have it. Oh, you know what? I think I might be able to do it on the smart database. Let me just check. I thought I had last 30 days. I got last 2 years, but I don't want. Oh, wait. Month of May. What I can do is this. I can do through the month of May. And then I'll do the month of April. So let's do month of April. So current season. Yeah, I don't want to go back to 1996. So let's go current during the month of April. Okay, current season. All right, let's see if we get this. All right, 17 and 14. Yeah, see, I've noticed that lately. You ever notice that? Like, you know, you get to that money line when the point spread gets to 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5. It's like you think the money line is the option, but then, you know, it's like, wow, is that a trap number, right? And I just feel that 5.5 is like a trap number. You know, my first gut reaction was, Ron, you said Phoenix, right? You said Phoenix at first. I still feel my gut reaction is still Phoenix. Let me see during the month of April, May, current season home favorites, 4-1. Wow. Okay, 4-1. So when in doubt, what's the old rule? When in doubt, get out, right? So, anyways, my first instinct told me that Denver, Phoenix plus 5.5 might be worth the line here, but Denver at home is really tough. 21-4 against those B-type teams. Boy. You know what? They probably stick with Denver, Phoenix plus 5.5. I think Phoenix plus 5.5 is most likely. But again, I don't like this chance of winning at 29%. Chance of covering at 41%. Yeah, you know what? When in doubt, get out. But if you're going to play this one here, I would probably recommend Phoenix plus 5.5. Yeah, so anyways. All right, let's go to the next game between Boston and Philadelphia. And looking at the injury report for both these teams, Joel Embiid, a game-time decision. And his knee. And let's take a look at the line. 7.5 is the line. 213 is the total. And we're going to lean with Boston in this one. I do like Boston tonight. I really like them a lot. I think they 111 to 103. So we got them winning by what, 8? That seems right. I like that. I do like Boston here tonight. So I'm going to go Boston. I don't normally lay a lot of points. You guys know me. But I think Boston at home, man, they're tough. 9-2 against A-type teams. 8-3 against the number. And for Philadelphia, they don't play well in this building. 3-7 and straight up, 4-6, and look at this. Wow! Anytime a team's on the road and they're a 6.5 to 9 point road dog, 31 wins, 101 losses, and 61 and 71 against the point spread. And look at the road to home teams, 106. Boston. Okay, any team that's on 1 day's rest, they're a 6.5 to 9 point home favorite. 106 and 29 straight up, 76 and 59 against the point spread. But Boston is 10-3, but 5-8 against the number. That's kind of everything connected dots, right? But Boston in the last 10 head-to-head meetings with the Celtics, the Sixers, they are 7-3 against the point spread. So I'm gonna go Boston tonight. I'm gonna go Boston. I'm gonna lay the chalk, and we'll take the Celtics, and that's the bottom line.
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
All right. Hey, it's Ruby Tuesday, and it was a good Ruby Tuesday. I thought I brought my A game today. What do you guys think? The A game? Hey, it would bring up a little retro, a little Expos action here today with the Expos hat. Hey, just vintage Tuesday. I thought it was vintage Ruby Tuesday, so I had to bring the A game. But we're not done yet. Before we go, we got one more thing of business to take care of, right, AI?
We talking about practice.
80% club.
Not a game. We talking about practice.
80% club.
Practice, man. I mean, how silly is that?
Nope, not silly at all, because we are talking about the 80% club stats and trends you can get here each and every day. And for the disclaimer, trends are your friends, but they don't pay the rent. Tampa Bay 9-1 as a home team, as an away team, coming off a 3-run win the last 2 years, and that is good for 90%. And that is your stats and trend of the day, courtesy of the 80% Club, right here at atsstats.com. And you can get all the 80% Club stats. In fact, if you go to the front page here today, I posted 32 of winning trends on the Philadelphia Phillies. In fact, there was one trend I kind of liked. It was where was it? 12-5, 38-19 is a home team coming off a game that went under the last 3 years. 14-4 and 3 to the over as a home team coming off a game where they only allowed 1 run against. But you can get all these trends each and every day on the front page right here at atsstats.com. All right. Hey, you know what? That's the show. Oh.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. And as Ric Flair would say, yeah, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the show here today. If you did enjoy the show, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. So this way, whenever we come back on air, you will get notification that, hey, the Raymond Report is back online, and you might want to check it out. And hopefully we can help you win some money. Hopefully the show, the information today, help you lean towards a certain play or total or side that you're thinking about. And hopefully I was able to help you cash that winning ticket. At the end of the day, it's about, hey, we talk about cash out Monday. Well, I cashed out yesterday. I made a little, after that big win on Saturday with Mage, we had to feed the bony, right? Dilly. So we did cash out on that. All right, folks, have yourself a great rest of your Ruby Tuesday. I'll be back here on Thursday with a Thirsty Thursday, bringing you back the Ron Raymond Sports Betting Podcast. In the meantime, shop for value, play those percentages. I'll see you back Thursday with another edition of the Raymond Report.
Hello again, everybody. Harry Carey from Wrigley Field on a beautiful day for baseball.
To be the man, you gotta beat the man.
Joe owned the Chiefs.
Owns.
Owns.
I don't know.
Struggling. Can we have fun? You're damn right. I demand that we have fun.
Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only.
Straight cash, homie.
Holy cow!
It's a dog-eat-dog world, Sammy, and I'm wearing milk-bone underwear.
What the hell's going on out here?
Woo! If you smell what the Rock is cooking.
That's the bottom line, cause Stone Cold said so.
Let's go to eat a goddamn snack.